Welcome to day number 10 of A Job Seeker Asks. I'm Scott Engler, published author on contemporary job search strategies and career transition. So today's question comes from Chantal in Oregon, and she writes, "Hi Scott, I need to update my resume for a new job opportunity and it's been a while. How do I fix my resume so I will get into the hands of the right person?" Well, thank you for your question, Chantal. So the first thing I want to share, and I know this is a tough thing for people to adjust to, and it was for me as well. The resume is not as important, so to speak, as it used to be. And the reason for that is last year, I know the statistic was for every 100 resumes submitted by an individual in the US online, 2% were even responded to. And that doesn't mean they got a job, just a response. So my first recommendation to anybody would be you're much, much better off working on your networking skills, working on your branding skills, attracting the right opportunities to you. And once you're seeing some traction or you have kind of an in that's not that black hole like they call it, then turn in your resume. But the resume still is something that you need to have. And the first thing I would suggest is looking at the keywords in common job postings about the position you're going for. So a quick example is, I say when I was a mental health clinician, something in my industry that was really, really, really well looked upon was being able to write your notes in DMH format, which was like a really challenging type of format, and it was the way that a lot of these places got funded. So I knew that, and I did have the DMH paperwork experience, so I would make sure to write that down, and I'd make sure to write that somewhere close to the top of my resume, because if whether a recruiter or a ATS is looking through my resume, I want to make sure that I have the words almost identical to how they are in job postings. So that's a really big thing, is don't try to get creative or clever. Really, when it comes to those keywords, like, you're dealing with the computer a lot of times, so just do it as is. And what I found is the more job postings I looked at for careers that or particular jobs that I wanted, I would see patterns of those keywords. The second thing is putting your highlights at the top. And there's that 6 seconds, I think it is, that recruiters will scan over a resume. So that being said, you'd want to have, put your best foot forward at the top. A good example that I would think is when you could use quantitative data, meaning like numbers or percentages of something that you've done that's been really powerful in your position, I would highly encourage you to put that at the top of your resume. And a good example would be, let's say you are in sales for apparel and you've done $2 million of sales for your company in the last 5 years. Put that at the top. I just saw someone's profile the other day on LinkedIn and said something like that, and I was like, ooh, that's really impressive. So that's going to really catch their attention, and they're going to want to read more. So those would be a few really, really powerful changes and strategies you could use to get your resume looking great and attracting the types of opportunities that you want. So thanks so much. If you do have any other questions you guys would like to ask me, you could email them to my email, buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com, or you could find me on LinkedIn, Scott Engler, Engler. Best of luck to you guys.